Hey yo, hello everybody, it's me Nick the Brick, and today I am back with another video, and this is the second part of Lego Ninjago set overview series. This is where I actually put Ninjago sets to groups, usually what installment they're based on or what sub-team they come from, and then I kinda give you the overview of everything that was released under that group, and then I also give some of my ratings for some factors at the end. For this video, we got Rise of the Snakes, which is actually a pretty good sub-team for Ninjago sets. Ninjago sets actually started in a very good way if you ask me. Two pretty strong waves for sure. If you want to hear my thoughts on the pilot wave, then make sure to check that video if you haven't already. And now let's finally start. First category that we are gonna take a look at are the minifigures, obviously a very important factor when it comes to the Lego sets. And yeah, for the good guys, we have a very good lineup here. At first, you have Kendo Ninja. I think those actually look really good. I was always a fan of those suits. They're basically just the pilot suits with the Kendo armor and helmet at the top, but they work very well. They didn't have to include them, but they did in quite a few sets, and I really like that because really it's just them with the training gear, but yet they actually put effort into making them an actual minifigure, so that is actually really cool. Then obviously we got the ZX suits, definitely some very good suits. You know, definitely some of fan favorite suits. In general, I mean, for me there are definitely some better suits than these, but those are actually really good, especially considering they came out in 2012. So yeah, definitely very good selection there. And then obviously, don't even let me start with the Energy Ninja. Personally, these are probably my favorite suits. Well, not really suits, but like variations of the ninja along with the Golden Dragon ones. I think those two are just the best versions you can have for ninja. And yeah, they definitely did a very phenomenal job for 2012. Like, these minifigures are just extremely awesome. Like, the colors they use, for example, for Zane, light blue and stuff. Like, Cole even has some pinkish glowing color on him. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on, lots of shiny printing, and yeah, phenomenal suits there. And then you also have some variants of the ZX suits. I mean, whatever, some variants, alright, nothing special with that. And also you have the OG Lloyd minifigure, alright, and then you also got the Sensei Wu, which, you know, I mean, most Wu figures are actually very good if you ask me, and this one is definitely no exception, just a regular classic look for him if you ask me. Then, on the other hand, we have the villains, and yeah, also a very good job was done with what we see here. You have obviously Garmadon with 4 arms. Finally, the 4 arm trend began there, and that is actually really cool. And then obviously the Snake Generals are also very awesome. I really like them all. They're such a good figures, and they have all gotten very expensive over the years, by the way. So yeah, really good figures. That definitely is some great work right here. And the fact that you got like, yeah, I actually got 3 different like regular snake warriors for each of the tribes, like, you know, the Hypnotary and the other 3 tribes for snakes. I think that is actually really good that you have some, you know, variety with those snakes. It's not just like with Legacy, which, you know, you would get like, yeah, you know, not many different snake warriors. Obviously, back in the day, they only had to, you know, they didn't have to deal with other things besides Legacy when even Legacy was around. So yeah, obviously, I mean, I'm just comparing things, but yeah, what I'm saying is that you get definitely a good variety of minifigures in this wave, and that should definitely be considered here. And for 2012, you have some very good looking minifigures, especially Energy Ninja are extremely good looking if you ask me. So the second category are the builds, definitely a very important factor. And at first, we have the golden weapon vehicles. Obviously, these are extremely iconic, and I'm sure lots of you love them. I mean, I do as well. Like, they're just really cool vehicles, especially in this show. I really like them, even though they don't necessarily make much sense. But oh well, it's Ninjago after all. So yeah. Anyways, the designs didn't age particularly well. I mean, I'm sorry, but yeah, I mean, these sets were designed 10 years ago, and yeah, nowadays, if those were released, they would be considered pretty poor and extremely simplistic, which is definitely what they are. And yes, I actually had all of these built at some point in time, so I definitely do remember how they look, especially the Thread Assault definitely doesn't justify, its age. Like, really, I mean, it just aged poorly. I mean, I'm sorry, but some of these age definitely not so well. Even you have the pilot sets, and majority of pilot sets actually didn't age as bad as some of these. I mean, the snowmobile actually aged pretty well, not gonna lie. I mean, compared to the other three, definitely, but obviously, it is a small vehicle, so it was kind of easier to design it and make it a bit more interesting. But yeah, then we also have just lots of miscellaneous stuff right here, which is the Ultra Dragon, Ultrasonic Raider, the First Bounty, Great Devourer, some other builds, and the Samurai Mech. So the Samurai Mech is the one that I definitely love. Like, definitely some of the best aging sets from that era of Ninjago, if you ask me. Like, really, even today we could have gotten a mech similar to this, and I definitely don't think people would really complain. So that is definitely a good sign there. However, some of the other builds, I mean, Ultrasonic Raider, also great vehicle. I like how it's done. Definitely pretty unique, and for 2012, great build. And even for today's standards, I don't think it is that mediocre. Like, I still think it's actually pretty good build, even if you compare it from what we are getting today. And then about something that aged completely poorly is the Destiny's Bounty. I mean, I'm sorry, but like, that Destiny's Bounty just looks sad. I mean, I don't enjoy, like, really disrespecting some of these older builds, but like, really, I mean, considering, just objective review of what I see here, Destiny's Bounty just didn't had a good build for the first time. Like, I'm sorry, but if you don't believe me that this isn't the best build, then really, I mean, you're just blinded by nostalgia. I can help you with that. I also am nostalgic towards some of these things. Like, my brain is literally melting looking at some of these old builds and stuff. But like, objectively speaking, they just aren't that good. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Same goes for the Ultra Dragon. Pretty messy, not gonna lie. I don't like how they use those heads, the molded ones. I mean, the molded heads are actually quite good, but like, the way they position them, it creates a pretty messy build, and I don't know, I just don't particularly like that Ultra Dragon design. Great Devourer, pretty good build, not gonna lie. However, it is very small. I feel like some of these snake builds should have been a separate set, like the Vojira and the Great Devourer both should have had a separate big snake set, if you ask me. I think that would be a lot more appropriate, but yeah, oh well. We got that, and that is also pretty fine. And then you get just quite a ton of side builds, which also look pretty good, and yeah, they can create quite a nice scenery if you collect all of these sets. And then the last, and actually the best thing about 2012 builds, if you ask me, are actually the serpentine vehicles. And yeah, those are actually designed very well. I really like what they did here. I especially enjoy villain vehicles, as I told you, with the Skulkin stuff that we took a look at in the previous overview video. And yeah, I mean, also that lime green really stands out well with some purple accents. Really good color scheme as well, and designs are actually extremely good, like really good stuff, especially for 2012 and even for today's standards. Really good, really good, especially that wrecking ball build. Sadly, I never got my hands on it, but yeah, it looks absolutely sick. And not to even mention the Fangpire truck. I absolutely love that one. Such a good and creative build. Love it. Everything here is just really good, and yeah, I think that is actually the best part of 2012 builds. However, overall, they didn't particularly age too well, in my personal opinion. And yeah, there were also a few polybags, nothing special, just your regular polybags with some of the ninja figures. I wish they also included armor pieces, but they didn't. But generally, pretty good polybags, nothing crazy here. Fourth category are the spinners, and yes, if you're wondering where is category 3, well, that is the value, but I'm just gonna briefly talk about it when I will rate it. I don't think there's really too much to discuss because the case is actually pretty similar to what we took a look at in the previous part, but for spinners, also a pretty similar case. I absolutely love those spinner designs, they're absolutely awesome in my opinion. Very good, like genius ideas right there. I mean, just the fact that you can knock the figure out of the spinner is just so creative and so nice. Like, really, I can't stop praising some of these spinners that we have gotten in the early years of Ninjago. Some really, really awesome ideas, not gonna lie. And just the amount of variety you had, like, it's just absolutely amazing. Like, really, 13 regular spinner packs, then you had 2 double packs, and then you also had some other things on the sides. So yeah, I mean, you can totally see that they clearly knocked it out of the park with some of these designs, and especially like even those 2012 spinners even had a slight upgrade, which I also think was very good. Obviously it made sense to actually upgrade those spinners a little, and I also really appreciate that, not gonna lie. So yeah, I mean, phenomenal stuff, really. This is what Ninjago spinners should have been for all the way to the present, but unfortunately that just wasn't the case. I'm glad that they actually tried some other things, but yeah, generally, considering what they actually did, I would definitely prefer the original spinner design to stay, just with the slight updates over time. I think that would definitely be the best. And also you got just a whole group of those booster packs which didn't happen in 2011. So yeah, another upgrade there. You just got like these booster packs which had like a minifigure, some weapons, some cards. And yeah, then you actually can, it's a nice expansion to some of the spinners and stuff. So yeah, very good, very good. I'm very happy with what they did with spinners. And yeah, I mean, I'll never stop liking what they did. Like, really, I'm extremely happy with what we got. Those are definitely some legendary spinners. So now here come the ratings, and obviously this is just my own opinion on how I'll be rating these factors that we just took a look at. My ratings aren't the right ratings. You are just free to rate these factors however you want, but I will tell you my own opinion. So for the minifigures, I am going to go with 4.5 stars. Yeah, I'm actually extremely happy with minifigures this time. They definitely did an upgrade over the 2011 minifigures, which were already very good, especially for the time. And yeah, they provided lots of good stuff, really good amount of ninja suits, especially those energy ninja. I still can't believe those guys were actually made in 2012. And then you also got a really good selection of villains, those snake generals and stuff, and just lots of snake warriors. Some really, really awesome stuff, not gonna lie. And yeah, I mean, I think that is definitely justified. Only way they could get the 5 stars for the minifigures, only if they were more detailed, but sadly at the time that just wasn't really possible. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Then for the builds, unfortunately I'm gonna go with 3.5 stars. I mean, that will definitely cause some controversy, I feel like, but I definitely have my reasoning. As I said, some of these builds didn't age well, even less than some of the pilot builds. Actually, majority of pilot builds I feel like kinda aged a bit well. The only thing that kind of carries the Rise of Snakes builds are actually the Serpentine vehicles, which I obviously told you that I absolutely love. Even those, like, obviously some time has passed, so they aren't exactly perfect looking, but still definitely the best thing to come from the build. So yeah, I will go with 3.5. I would kind of go with 3.75, but I'm not gonna be that detailed. So for the value, I mean, I will also go with 3.5. I didn't discuss the value there, but yeah, actually the price per piece is actually very good, like 10.7 cents per piece, but you gotta consider that inflation is there and everything. Like, 10 years ago, things, you know, costed the same as they do now, but they were actually worth a lot more than they are now. So, get what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah, even if you paid that price, you even didn't get that good of builds. Like really, I mean, some of these builds just didn't age well, and that is my main problem. And I already repeated myself a million times, but yeah, that's just how I feel like. And then for the spinners, we'll go with absolutely 5 stars. Like really, I don't think this can be any different. The spinners were just amazing. Absolutely love what they did there. Really, even a step up from the 2011 spinners. But yeah, this design of spinners is just the most superior, and I think that should be considered by basically everyone because really, I mean, they're just clearly the best. And yeah, just pick spinners. Not gonna lie. Then for the favorite figure, I'm gonna go with Energy J. Obviously, I keep repeating myself about this as well throughout the channel, but Energy J is my favorite minifigure, so yeah, obviously it's gonna be there. And then for the favorite set, it might surprise you, but I'm gonna go with Vampire Truck. I absolutely love that set. Really good middle side set, good vehicle build, good minifigures, really nice selection of everything, very well done stuff. I also even remember when I got this set, some very nostalgic moments. But yeah, I mean, I obviously even objectively think this is the best set to come from 2012. Well, Rise of the Snakes to be exact, but basically the same thing. So yeah, that is gonna be my overall look at this wave. So that gives us the average of 4.1 stars, which is the same average as the pilot wave. Which one I prefer, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm kinda leaning toward the pilot wave a bit more. Anyways, you'll find out when I'll rank all of the Ninjago set waves, obviously when this series will end. This is gonna wrap up this video. I really hope you enjoyed this overview as well. Obviously next week we are gonna take a look at the legacy of the Green Ninja wave, which obviously is gonna be a pretty short video because there really isn't much to discuss, but still there will definitely be something special to look at because some of the things we got there were pretty unique, not gonna lie. If you enjoyed, highly appreciate a like. Don't forget to click that subscribe button in your hand already. I'll see you in the next video. See ya.